guys, Tyson here. This is my nipple and this is the Stronger Olympic Lifting Series for week 6. Is this your first look at the series? Why not start from week 1? Click the link in the top left hand corner of the screen to jump straight to that video. Now I've got one question today and it's from Comeback Quatster. With your back squats, how is your spine handling the weight? I think there's 3 aspects contributing to my spine handling the weight. The first one is a gradual build-up. I obviously didn't start with 160 kilos. I built up from a bodyweight squat and worked my way up. So it was that progressive overload that's developed the muscles that surround the spine that's enabled it to be braced well enough to handle such heavy weights. The second aspect is technique, flexibility, and mobility. I suppose they all go hand in hand. And once again, with that progressive overload, starting from a bar, building up to a heavy weight, that technique was built, that mobility was built, and the flexibility was built. I've been asked in the past, do you do any kind of mobility or flexibility work in addition to your squatting or Olympic lifting? And the answer is always no. I just do the squats, I do the Olympic lifts, and that builds enough flexibility and mobility in my posterior chain, in the hips, to be comfortable being in that squat position. Third aspect is the Valsalva maneuver, and that's basically holding your breath against a closed glottis. I think the closed glottis bit might throw some people. Basically, just looking at it, the Valsalva maneuver is holding your breath during the lift. You do it. But a little bit more in depth than that is pushing against a closed glottis. Now what that means, if I can demonstrate it on camera, I don't know if I can, but this is me just holding my breath. And this is me holding my breath against a closed glottis. There is an active kind of push against it, and what that does is it helps brace the entire torso, including the spine, for movements such as the squat, the deadlift, and the Olympic lifts. I hope you enjoyed the interview from last week, but now it's back to business. Just to recap, I've now moved to Sydney and I'm at what's going to be a new gym for the series, but what is actually my old original gym where I usually train. I've started a new program, so I've updated the description accordingly with a new link to that new program. Considering I just had a week off, it's starting me off quite heavy at 90%. Check it out. I was very happy with the clean and jerk, it being the first exercise coming back from my week off of training. It felt very strong and that strength remained consistent throughout all the sets. All of a sudden the program was demanding 3 reps at 160 kilos. If you've been following the series, you'll know that 160 kilos is an intimidating weight for me, even as a single. So asking for 4 triples was huge. I don't think there was any spot for this set, but I did need it a little bit in later sets. Standard pulls. I've kept the weight at 150 kilos just because I wanted to add a bit more intensity to this week of training. I'm going to regret this. Overall, this session felt very strong. Post-workout was Pro Antium by the Ronnie Cole series. Hey guys, I've just finished my week off of training, which was, to be honest, it was a bit of torture. Despite that, I went back, I just did my first session then. The week off, training wise, how I feel, momentum, wasn't the best, but it was probably, if I had to have a week off, the best time to do it. Because I've finally moved out. Woo! That means I am literally 5 to 10 minutes away from gym. So this was just a quick little update to say I've moved out, closer to everywhere, and I'm back into training. Fun fact, Dean Lucan is the only Australian to ever win a gold medal at the Olympics. He won it in the super heavyweight division. It was in 1984, and that was the year the Russians boycotted the Olympics. Epic achievement. That's awesome that an Australian has won a gold medal in weightlifting. So yeah, if you didn't know that, if you thought Australia does nothing in terms of weightlifting, you're wrong! Okay, so this is a bit different. I'm in the gym alone. I can talk. There's no copyrighted music playing over the speakers, so I can give you insights into the lifting, into the workout as we go. Now, because I moved in to my new place this week, things are a little bit out of whack. See, it's Friday evening and I'm doing my second workout, and then Saturday morning, tomorrow, I do my third workout. That's not much time in between, so it's going to be a little bit exhausting for this week, but that'll change next week, and I'll try and get my workouts in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. So hopefully that all goes well. I'm feeling a little bit tight in the lats and in the quads. 100 kilo snatch, 5 sets, here we go. Pre-workout for this session was C4 by Cellucor. Could you have guessed? I was really sore for this session, and we know that's a direct result of having a week off and then starting back again at 90%. My quads and back felt very sore and very tight, all because of DOMs. Most of the snatches were consistent, with only the 4th set involving a step forward. I think it's important in the snatch to stay tight and hit the bottom position confidently. You'll notice on this last set that there's a fair bit of balancing going on. It's a juggling act down there, look at him go! If you try and stand up straight away without assuring balance, you'll lose it if you haven't made any appropriate corrections. But after getting my balance, stand up I did, to make it 5 out of 5 with no misses. Today you're going to see a new exercise for this stronger series. The power jerk. I don't really know what my max power jerk is. I could roughly base my jerk off 135. I don't really like the power jerk that much. I don't like it on my shoulder. When I had an injury last year, the power jerk aggravated it so much. So maybe I'm biased in that sense, I just don't like what it did. So I'm going to base my max off 130 kilos. 90% 5 singles, we're doing 117 it should be. Depending on how I feel, give or take 5 kilos or whatever. I'm thinking 115, 120. We'll see how it goes. The main issue to overcome with the power jerks was the fact I haven't trained them for a while, and that resulted in some hesitation regarding the lockout position. I was happy with the 2nd and 4th set, but the 1st and 3rd set didn't have an adequate lockout. Something about the intensity and the obscurity of this session produced some kind of primal scream during my front squats. It's hard to see from this angle, but the shoulders could be retracted more, though I was happy with the overall tension of the body during the set. Okay, so this is worthy of filming. My last set, it's 4 sets of 2 singles at 125 kilos for front squat. The title says it, so I don't know why I'm telling you now. But I've missed the last rep of the last set 2 times. First set, I got the first rep, then missed the second. So I obviously dropped it, unloaded it, put it back on the rack, loaded it up, went for that last rep again, missed it. That pisses me off. So I'm filming this last rep because this is not going to end until I get that rep, which is going to be right now. You don't win. You do not let the weight beat you, ever. If it does, you come back and hit it. Finish your program. So the day 2 of each week ends in snatch balance. Oh, don't I love that? hate snatch balance. The only reason I usually hate exercises is because I'm not good at them. So I need to get better. Well, you saw I did 90 back on week 4. Had trouble with that. I really don't think I'd get 90 tonight. I don't want to waste the energy. I don't want to waste potential injury going for that heavier weight, because my ambition for this series is to get better technique, not just, oh, look at me, I'm going to go the heaviest I can go. Injury! I'm not going to do that. That's why with the front squat I've been modest with the weight, so I can aim for that, drill that technique. Anyway, that's what I'm doing for this snatch balance at 80 kilos on 90% week. Having trouble hitting the bottom, so that's what I'm aiming for. Something clicked with me in this session. Or actually, I think I just got fed up with always catching the snatch balance high, because I felt the only thing holding me back was my mind being worried about dropping all the way down to the bottom position. I decided to ignore that voice in my head, and although the issue didn't immediately fix itself, I'm quite happy with the result, especially this second rep. I still think it could be improved a lot, but that's a step in the right direction. Ugh. Hey, I just got up. I worked out last night. I finished at about 9:30. It's 9 o'clock now. Time to go to gym again. I made it awkward because I moved in. All these times are all stuffed up. So I've got to go into gym now. I don't want to at all. But it's the same workout as day one. Clean and jerk back squat, clean pulls, all the same weight. Gonna down some C4 pre-workout, sip aminos, BCAAs while I train. Then I'll eat for the first time after training. So this hopefully should be a 1.5 hour session, so not too long. I smashed the weights even though I'm sore. I'm gonna start supplementing with creatine. Now what I've got here is concrete. It's different to the creatine monohydrate I've been having. This is creatine hydrochloride. The main reason I'm taking it is so that it helps to create more ATP stores, which is your main unit of energy for short bursts of activity. So it's going to help increase power and strength in my Olympic lifts. Pre-workout for this session was C4 by Cellucor. Intra-workout was BCAA 5000 by GNC. Considering I was still sore from the sessions earlier, and I'm not a morning person, I thought I did okay with these clean and jerks. I actually missed my third set, so I had to make it back, but there was no real technical issues. I think it was just fatigue and lack of concentration. I was really happy with this lift. You'll notice I'm wearing a belt. What? A rare occurrence, though it felt like it would help a lot to achieve the desired tension I needed to complete the sets. I did my first set on 60 kilos and needed a spot. I dropped it down to 150 kilos for my second set, and then back up to 160 kilos for the third set, which you're seeing here. There was some slight spotting, actually more than I would have liked, although it was necessary, for the last rep, so I dropped it down to 150 kilos for the final set. Clean pulls felt extra difficult. A part of me didn't actually want to do them at all due to that lower back fatigue. So tomorrow is the next session, and that'll be the last session of this week. And then the day after, on the Monday, I start week 2, so there's no break in between. not ideal, but I need to catch up so that the days align correctly with my work, with training times, so I'm not having trouble fitting my time in and getting in the gym, because it's not open all the time. I'm going to finish this set and then head out. Body weight this afternoon. You don't stop body weight. If you're doing weights, you don't stop weights. If you're doing body weight, do both all the time, functional. Let's check weight, guys. Keep in mind it's midday. I haven't eaten yet. Whoops. Let's see. $83.65. It's day 4 of week 1, and how do I feel? I feel f***ed. Basically my lower back hurts, and I don't know if it's DOMS or an injury. I'm more leaning towards injury because the DOMS, the epic DOMS that I had in my quads has gone away, and the pain in the lower back has stayed. I think, I'm not sure, but I think that I've had this before. I've felt this pain in the lower back and I've gone in and done the workout and it's been okay. Once I've warmed up, everything's good. So that could be the case again. We won't find out unless we go and try it. That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm dropping in. Not dropping in. I'm going to gym, warming up, starting the workout. If it feels good, I do the workout. If I can't lift the weights that I want, if I can't lift, then I go home, because there's no point staying there if I can't lift. Duh. If I can't lift the weight, it hurts too much, I go home. I need to rest it. There's nothing else I can do, which is annoying. Everything will be answered in about half an hour. Pre-workout for this session was C4 by Cellucor. Intra-workout was BCAA 5000 by GNC. I like this shot. Not because it's well framed, because it's not, which I'm sorry for, but because you can see kind of how small the gym is and how crowded it can get. I'm not sure how it is in all Olympic lifting gyms, but at this one, we all have an idea of what is heavy for the other lifters. So when we get to around 90%, everyone in the gym knows this and will allow you the stage. So basically everyone stops what they're doing and the gym becomes quiet. In this case, you can also see a small audience built up on the stairs. In a way, I find this unnecessary, in the sense that they shouldn't stop what they're doing just because I'm training. I'm aware of what's going on around me, but I don't care about it. I'm focused on my training. On the flip side though, I don't mind being watched, as it's what a competitive Olympic lifter needs to be used to. It adds pressure and expectation to what you're about to do, and if you can do well with that on your shoulders, then you'll be a better lifter. What happens in this clip is similar to what happened in week 4, though I'm able to get my mind wrapped around what has to be done, rather than choking like I did in week 4. Front squat was a bit of a mess. Firstly, I wasn't paying attention and loaded 135 kilos onto the bar and missed the first attempt at rep before realising. And then I missed the last rep of the first proper set. I needed to get my focus back, which I did, going on to complete the remaining sets. Hallelujah, you stupid idiot. Snatch pull was down at 110 kilos again, as it was the last exercise after a week of fatigue, and I was more concerned with drilling technique than hitting heavy weights. all that's done, and it was definitely DOMS. Even though I felt it a tiny bit whilst training, it went right away after I'd warmed up. Having that week off made me vulnerable to the intensity of the first week back, gave me epic DOMS in the quads and the lower back, enough to make me think that I was injured. For you guys, there'll be a bit of a gap in terms of editing it all together. But for me, in this present time right now, I'm jumping straight into week 2 tomorrow. So I'll see you guys for that. I'm pretty sure it's 80%, so we're dialing it back down. Get some volume in, always my least favorite part. It's got to be done though. Pretty sure there's this 80%, and then if I'm right, it could be maxing out the week after that, so I'm very excited. There's still going to be a little bit of catching up to do in terms of there's the Future Music Festival, which I'm going to. It's Captain Ginyu. You'll love that. Not looking forward to volume week. Looking forward to the training, consistency, strength coming, PBs soon. Keep watching for that, and I'll see you guys for week 2 of the pre-comp program. Yep. And that wraps up week 6. I shouldn't be as sore next week, as I've already got a week of training behind me, but next week is a fair bit of volume and features one of the toughest clean and jerks I've ever done. Tune in next Thursday to see it all unfold. Don't forget to subscribe so these videos automatically appear in your feed every Thursday. No work for you, and I'll see you for week 7.
Baba Dabba